What are the many different types of car brands? Budget brands are for people who don't have a lot of money to spend on a car. For example, Geo made cheap, small cars that were also economical to run. Currently, no budget brands remain. Entry-level brands are for people who need an affordable car. This is also the most popular brand type, with brands such as Chevrolet and Toyota being top sellers in all of their active markets. Entry-level car brands make up a majority of all car brands. Intermediate-level brands are for people who have a slightly higher amount of money to spend on a car. Brands such as Pontiac and DeSoto represented this type. Notice that I said represented and not represent, because no intermediate-level brands exist anymore. Mid-level brands are for people who want to buy a nice car but don't have the money for a luxury car. There are almost no brands that make up this segment anymore, as the only ones I can name are Chrysler and Hyundai. Even then, it's a stretch to call either of those a mid-level brand. Premium-level brands are for people who almost have the money for a luxury car but are a bit short. Brands such as Buick and Acura form this type. Like with mid-level brands, there aren't many premium brands anymore. Luxury brands are for people who have a lot of money and want to spend it on a nice car. Brands such as Cadillac and Mercedes make up this type. Unlike the last two brand types, the luxury brands are thriving, making up a good chunk of all car brands. Ultra-luxury brands are for people who don't drive, but are driven by. Brands such as Rolls-Royce and Maybach make up this type. Not many of these brands exist, but the demand for these kinds of cars is so low that it doesn't really matter. Performance brands are for people who have a need for speed. Brands such as Ferrari and Aston Martin make up this type. There are a good amount of these brands, and Europe houses the majority of them. Utility brands are for people who need a car that can carry, tow, and haul a lot of cargo. Brands such as GMC and Jeep make up this brand type. More and more brands are slowly shifting to this brand type by dropping some of their less utilitarian models and solely focusing on the utility vehicles. Utility vehicles are also some of the most popular vehicles in the world. Also, every single one of these brand types can be electric or semi-electric. For example, Tesla is premium electric and Rivian is electric utility. Finally, the brand types can mix. For example, Dodge is an entry-level performance brand and GMC is a mid-level utility brand. And that's my answer to